Of the day is coming from Mark 9:23, which states, "What do you mean if I can?" Jesus asked, "Anything is possible if a person believes." I said that I was going to be starting over, but that's the thing. It's like, um, when you start over, it's not really about starting over. It's more of where are you at now? So you have to figure out where are you at now that you feel you have to start over. In my case, I feel like where I'm at is is like a blank page. It's a new chapter, it's a new beginning. You know, if they say I'm gonna start over, but I feel like I am at that point where I'm at the end. How I begin from here is not how I intended or um, what I feel was best. I feel like I made so much progress where I was before, and now it's like you're working from a clean slate. There's nothing um there's not too much to worry about, but that's hard because you can't really figure out what there is to worry about. When it's no, it's hard because you know before all you've been dealing with. You knew your struggle, and it's like I need to go on from that. I need to go off of that, but you just don't know where to start. And you have an idea of where to start, but at the same time, that's just an idea. When it comes to having an idea and having a thought, when you get that idea, you just think of it as nothing more but an idea. Sometimes ideas aren't meant to be reacted upon, and I feel like that's kind of what's wrong today, is that we react on our ideas and we think that this idea is what we we mistake idea for a need. This needs to happen. This idea needs to happen when it doesn't. An idea is nothing but a want. You want this, but you have to put in the work to get this. You know, an idea is only what's an idea is what's manifested from the journey, or where you're going, where you're headed. So maybe the idea is after the fact. The idea is after all is said and done. That idea is at the end of the journey. That idea is a finish line. So if you think about it in that way, it can kind of help you figure out what you need to do right now. That's a later. You're seeing later. That's the thing. When I say, like I told my mom, I was like, I need some glasses. No, I don't wear my glasses. I do wear glasses, but that's why do I need glasses? Everybody has their own perception. They have their own per, prescription. They have their own prescription. So let's say your let's say that. So everyone has their own perception, everyone has their own vision, and that's how unique. So I feel like glasses is only an idea of who you really are and how you really see things. So if you just um you see your vision as in that way. Glasses and prescriptions, yeah, they're an idea. So let's give you this idea to how you see life. Let's give you this idea of who of how you need to view your plans or this or that, how you see life, how you see how your vision is. So they're basically showing you materialistically, like a little picture. I'm giving you this picture, and they are the idea. But what you need to do is apply that knowledge of those prescription glasses to your own vision, to how you envision your life, to um how life how you're meant to approach life. So I am as I was told, like my prescription changed so many times. I'm farsighted in one eye and I'm nearsighted in the other. So me seeing the idea at the end of everything, I'm seeing the finish line. So what's preventing me from seeing what I need to do now is my left eye. I don't even know I think it's my right eye that's nearsighted and my left eye is farsighted. So I'm seeing my left eye, I'm seeing this idea. In my right eye, I can't really focus on my right side because my left is so strong. That vision is so strong. I use it. I use that my I tend to listen more to my just like okay, I'm saying my left. I tend to listen more to, my left eye. And that's the thing, you don't have to let's see. All right, so I listen more in my left ear or my left eye. I'm trying to freaking put that together to where it can make sense, but I know what I'm saying. So it's like I said left because I said listen, so I had to revert it to an ear. But I can see my idea in my left eye because it's farsighted. So I'm seeing far. I'm seeing afar what I need to, I mean, what I want. I'm seeing what I want. And my right eye is kind of blindsided by my left eye because my left eye is so focused. I can't really focus on the right, what I need to see, what the little steps I need to take going forward um to reach that idea. Um so yeah, we are going to go ahead and read from Mark 9:23. Um I'm trying to think where I was going. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm there. Another thing I need to work on is taking my time. I always feel like I need to rush, like I'm on a clock when I don't when I'm not. Um, so I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna go ahead and focus and stop thinking that I need to do things too fast. Let's go to Mark. So what page is Mark? 37. This specific book is hard to find um, because it has so many books in one book. So let me see. Damn it, close enough. Oh, there's a chapter called Wisdom. I did not know that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the New Testament and see if it's pretty sure it's in there anyway, because it's right after Matthew. Yep, here we go. Okay, so Mark 9, go to 9. Mark 9, verse 23. Okay, so that's the verse, but we're going to read through Mark 9. I want to see if I'm on the right. If this verse is in here, then I'm in the right section. Okay, so all right, so Mark 9. Probably do need my glasses right now. So this is on the coming of Elijah. Jesus foretells his death and resurrection. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things, and be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. And he said this plainly, and Peter took him and began to rebuke him. But turning and seeing his disciples, he rebuked Peter and said, Get behind me, Satan, for you are not on the side of God, but of man. And he called to them the multitude with his disciples and said to them, if any man will come after me, and let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake and the gospel's will save it. For what does the profit? So what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his life? For what can a man give in return for his life? For whoever is ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation of man, will the Son of Man also be ashamed when he comes in the glory of his Father with the holy angels, with the holy angels. And he said to them, Truly I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death before they see the kingdom of God, and at the kingdom of God has come with power. So you have to be put through the test, and the test is suffering. There will be elders in many of your generation that may disapprove of you or reject you. But just know that's God's doing, because before they can accept you, they will reject you. This one is the transfiguration. And after 6 days, Jesus took him up took hold on and after 6 days Jesus took with him Peter and James and John and led them up a high mountain apart by themselves, and he was transfigured before them, and his garments became glistening intentionally white, as no fuller on earth could bleach them. That's why I say I tend to go too fast. I tend to read ahead faster. See, that's what I'm saying. That's my left eye. I'm reading faster than I need to, and I'm not taking my time to process, but actually reading, not just reading by myself. So it'd be like since I'm on here reading, It's kind of putting pressure on me to where I feel like I can't process everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to process it. Well, that's what I'm thinking more. If I think too much about reading, then I can't. If I process while I'm reading, then I can't really read, to, but more so to myself, if that makes sense. I can't really read. I mean, I can't really see. I'm all over the place right now. But this is just an example of me and doing that. Me seeing something before it's time, or me seeing something that's kind of getting in the way of me doing what I need to do first. So let's get back to the story. But that's just I'm giving you that example of my situation now. Um, and after 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter and James and John and led them up a high mountain apart by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his garments became glistening, intensely white, as no fuller on earth could bleach them. And there appeared to them Elijah with Moses. I kind of want to explain that part. Okay, so after 6 days, just led them up a high mountain apart from themselves. He transfigured them. So he made them, Jesus made them to where they were perfect. They felt good. They felt content with who they were. They didn't have to worry about judgment. So this is, and their garments became glistening, beautified, um, unbelievable to the eyesight, and no, and to the point where earth or anyone or on earth or anyone of the world could touch this this feeling, or could touch this garment, or could take away the color or the shine. When it means by bleach, can project that negativity or toxicity, toxic, yeah, toxicity, um, onto them. So yeah. And there appeared to them Elijah with Moses, and they were talking to Jesus. And Peter said to Jesus, Master, is it well that we are here? Let us make three booths, and for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah. For he did not know what to say, for they were exceedingly afraid. And a cloud overshadowed them, and a voice came out of the cloud. This is my beloved son, listen to him. And suddenly looked around. They no longer saw anyone with them but Jesus. Hmm. So that was the transfiguration. When you have eyes for one person, and your father or your leader or your disciple just cherishes you and makes you feel as though no one can downgrade you. Everyone just seems to disappear, you know. Oh, you see me this way. You see me beautiful. You see me as amazing. You see me as I would like to be. You make me feel this way, you know. Then everyone else around you just disappears. Now it's no one in the room but you and that person, you and Jesus, you and your faith, you and your love, you and your future, you and life, the life you want, the life you give, the light, everything, the full package, the full package. Okay, so the coming of Elijah. And as they were coming down the mountain, he charged them to tell no one what they had seen until the Son of Man should have risen from the dead. So they kept the matter to themselves, questioning rising what the rising from the dead meant. And they asked him, "Why do the scribes say that first Elijah must come?" And he said to them, "Elijah does not come first to restore all things. And how is it is written of the Son of Man that he should suffer many things and be treated with contempt? But I tell you that Elijah has come, and they did to him whatever they pleased, as it is written of him, the healing of a boy with a spirit." So sometimes when you're feeling the way you're feeling, um, or you notice a moment that, or you just want this moment that no one can take away, you're in that position, um, then it takes something. It takes for you to give something, or it takes for you to really, it takes for you um to trust. It takes for you to trust in that person that you're giving that trust to, or that person you're telling that um they need to about everything. You know, that's you putting your trust in someone, and if they can help you, I mean, and if they can and if they can hold that water for you, then it will be best. But sometimes, what I was saying, it takes silence, and it takes quiet, and it takes secrecy to protect something that you cherish, like your vision. You know, if you want, it's something that you want, it's something you feel inside that you just love and you adore and you don't want to be taken from you. That's something, it will take secrecy to keep that between you and God and no one else. Who are you but that person to step out and talk, you know? Because if it's between you and God, then it's on you to hold that water. And it's a vision between you and God, that God, or you yourself, if you want it, you wouldn't allow this to be taken from you. And when they came to the disciples, they saw a great crowd about them, and the scribes arguing with them. And immediately all the crowd, when they saw him, were greatly amazed and ran up to him and greeted him. And he asked them, "What are you discussing with them?" And one of the crowd answered him, "Teacher, I brought my son to you, for he is a dumb spirit, and whatever it seizes him, it dashes him down, and he foams and grinds his teeth and becomes rigid. And I asked your disciples to cast it out, and they were not able. Sometimes you're placed in situations like me where you have this anger inside of you, or it's just like grinding the teeth, as they say, a grudge. You have this grudge, or you have something that's taken over your spirit to where all you see is, negativity, red, dark, nothing, nothing going out, nothing coming in. You're so angry with, um, you're so angry with what happened that you can't see past that darkness to get to the other side where the light may be. And that's that spirit that's upon this person that's wanted to be helped. Teacher, I brought my son to you, for he has a dumb spirit. That's where we left off. So that was that section. That was about that section. And he answered them, O faithless generation, how long am I to be with you? How long am I to bear with you? Bring him to me. And they brought the boy to him. And when the spirit saw him, immediately it convinced the boy, it convulsed the boy, and he fell to the ground and rolled about, foaming at the mouth. And Jesus asked his father, how long has he had this? And he said, from childhood, and it has often cast him into the fire and into the water to destroy him. But if you can do anything, have pity on us and help us. And Jesus said to him, if you can, all things are possible to him who believes. Immediately the father of the child cried out and said, I believe, help my unbelief. And when Jesus saw that a crowd came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, you dumb and deaf spirit, I command you, come out of him and never enter him again. And after crying out and convincing him terribly, it came out, and the boy was like a corpse. So that most of them said was like a corpse that so that most of them said he is dead. But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he had entered the home, his disciples asked him privately, why could we not cast it out? And he said to them, this kind cannot be driven out by anything but prayer. So no matter how many people want something for you, from you, or for you to happen, even if it's good, you have to want it for yourself. You can have all these people wanting this, they're afraid for you as well. They want this for you. But you have to want it for yourself. That's doing your part between you and God and you and Jesus. You have to want it for yourself. If you don't want it for yourself, then what good can anyone do? But that's the type of effect people has on a person. It could be those very people right there that want it out are the ones that put it there. They put it there, you know? So it's going to take more. It's going to take you yourself to want better for yourself. You want this out of you, then you have to want it for yourself. As much as you hate these people or you hate what they did to you, and if they get this out of you, then they're getting what they want. And that's probably what's kind of holding the spirit there. That's probably what's holding the spirit there, because this part of that person knows, and that's why this person is allowing this thing, this darkness to take to be there. This person, the host is allowing the spirit to be there, or allowing this darkness to be there. The host accepts this darkness because of the fact that the people want it out, because the people is what put it there in the first place. So you will question, like, okay, so why do you want it out of me so bad now? You put it there. You put this feeling or these emotions of why I feel this way here. You put it here. So why do you want it out of me? Just so you can do the same thing that you did to me from the jump and put it all back, again? That's not gonna make me want it out of me, because I'm now this thing may be a a shield, a guard, protection. This thing has become protection to this person away from the people so that they don't do what they did before again. So you can so people can pray, and they can have, Jesus can step into the play. I mean, Jesus can step into, the position, step into the calling that the people has made on this person's life. But to be accepted by this host to replace whatever it is inside that person that's opposite of Jesus, that's not Jesus, basically like the devil or the serpent. In order for Jesus to step in and to say, accept me, you have to want to be accepted. You want to be accepted by me. That's basically how Jesus would say, do you want to be accepted by me? I can't just walk in and intrude on something that you want there in your life. I can't, even Jesus can't be put in that situation without confirmation from that person. You have to want me there in your life. You have to let this go. And if you let this go, then I can be put back here. But that's the thing. That is that's why the people are praying. Because once Jesus was there in this person's spirit, in his body, once Jesus was there accepted, and they made this person lose that. So now they took that feeling, that light feeling, that love for Jesus and all it is from that person. They took that and they put this darkness inside of it, this seed of Satan. They put the seed of Satan inside and took Jesus from. But now that they see what this seed of Satan is becoming, they're trying to put Jesus back into this person's life. But it takes that person to allow and accept this light to be replaced from the darkness that's inside. Jesus again foretells his death and resurrection. They went on from there and passed through Galilee, and he would not have anyone know it. For he was teaching his disciples, saying to them, the Son of Man will be delivered into the hands of men, and they will kill him. And when he is killed, after 3 days he will rise up. But they did not understand the saying, and they were afraid to ask him. So they didn't understand because they never seen it done. They never seen the Son of Man delivered into the Son of Man, into the hands of men, being killed, and then after death being brought back to life. So they didn't understand that. So they didn't comprehend what he said, or what he um what he was telling them. So they were afraid to ask him. So that's kind of where you're at a point where, maybe it's not meant for me to know. Um I don't understand this, and it's going to take a lot for me to process and digest what you just said to me if I never seen it done. So if I never seen it done, then I'm afraid that what is being done is going to affect me if I know, or is going to, block me from any blessings you have for me, because then I will be leaning on my own knowledge. So they were afraid to ask him, and they didn't ask him. Who is the greatest? And they came to Capernaum, and when he was in a house, he asked them, what were you discussing on the way? But they were silent, for on the way they had discussed with one another who was the greatest. And he sat down and called the 12, and he said to them, if anyone would be first, he must be last to all of the servants, last of all and servants of all. And okay, so that he must be last of all and servant of all. Usually the last is becomes the first. So everything after everything has happened, the first it happened to the first person. So then that first person becomes the last person because now everything is happening a different way, or everything is happening again. This person has already been through it. So now that last person has become the first person to start what's being done. I mean, to finish and to start what's happening all over again. And when I was in college one time, and the instructor told me, he was like, usually, um last place isn't so bad. Or he said something, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something about um finishing last, something about finishing last. And I always had this in my head. I'm like, but I always thought, because he was trying to like he was trying to um pushed me to continue, in the course that I was taking, and I was really struggling in this course. And I just, like, I came in there, I was on my game, and eventually I lost it. I lost everything, and I I lost the concept. That's what I mean. I lost the concept. I lost, I didn't, I I got to a point where it was another, um dang, I can't even think of what I was saying. I got to a point where it was, where I had to fix, when it went to another, I can't even, it's been so long, I can't even use school as an example because I haven't done it in a while. But it's like receiving a new problem. Okay, so you complete this problem, you did this problem, and you finish it, you learned it. And usually in like algebra or calculus or something like that, it always, your one little equation is the answer. It is basically, that term, or that, see, I can't think of it. That semester, I would just say, that semester is based off of this one equation. So you learn how to do this one equation, and then eventually everything else is all based off of that one equation. So if you learn how to do it this way, then you know how to go about everything else. So you start learning new strategies. I mean, you learn how to do that, then that strategy applies to through the whole, that strategy applies through the whole process. So that whole semester was all reflected on that equation. So I figured out that equation. I knew how to do it, and I'm just like, I'm flying through this semester, and I aced it. And now, boom, you get another equation, you get another problem. Um, and then this problem has been, there's something, that tweaked the equation. So now this is something else that you don't know, but now this person knows. This person has some type of, um this person has been, I guess, been approached by this situation before. So they know a little bit something that you don't know. They've been taught this before. They learned this. They learned something about um this equation, to where now they're ahead of you. So you don't So you're still stuck in the last, well, you're trying to apply the last equation to this equation, but you can't really figure it out because now it's a whole new ball game. And it's probably gonna take you, you're starting off last. So, um, so yeah, that's what he said. He was basically saying that, you know, just because you're last don't mean you'll finish last. Sometimes the last person always end up being the first person. So don't quit now. So he was really trying to encourage me to stick with it because he seen that I was failing, but he believed in me to always keep that in mind. And so I just applied that to my life. That was in college, so it's just like I took that, and I just used it as a hook going forward. And I'm like, last always not last, sometimes last finish first. So and last can't always finish first. You have no other choice. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what he said, and that's what I feel like that's what this verse meant. Um Whoever received one, hold on, where was it? Was dang, I forgot where I was. Okay, but they were silent, and on their way they had discussed. Another was greatest, and he sat down and called the 12, and he said to them, if anyone. Okay, and he sat down and he called the 12, and he said to them, if anyone would be first, he must be last of all and servant of all. And he took a child and put him in the midst of them, and taking him in his arms, he said to them, whoever receives one such child in my name receives me, and who receives me receives not me, but him who sent me. Um, did we read past that part? I lost some. I got so deep in it that I don't even know where I was supposed to stop. I think I passed the part where I was supposed to stop. Yeah, I think I did. So we read past it, and I wasn't even aware. Yeah, it was down, dang, all the way down here. Yep. Okay, so we did pass it, but we are going to leave off with this section, and going forward, try to apply this. So yeah, the end. So I was like the verse of the day. So the verse of for tomorrow or going forward will be whoever receives one, and whoever receives me receives not me, but him who sent me. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me, and whoever receives me receives not me, but him who sent me. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. Whoever receives someone, this child, and see this child as Jesus, the Son of Man, receives me. And whoever receives me, the Son of Man, Jesus Himself, Son of God, receives n- not me, but Him who sent me, receives God. So that's the verse to ending this video. Um, so yeah, y'all have a good day, rest of the day, good afternoon, And I am going to go ahead and finish what I am going. I would say finish with a prayer, but I'm going to just leave it at that. So, good afternoon and Salah.